John Drought.
I saw all these policemen out here, and I had this controversial prayer lined up, but I think I'll forego it now because of all the protection. But bow your head with me, please. Father, teach us to love you above all else. Father, teach us to love our neighbor when sometimes it isn't the popular thing to do. And we are grateful for all the blessings that we have in Kenton County. We are grateful for a stable government, and we're grateful for the emergency services. We certainly appreciate all the hard work that goes into these emergencies, and we are grateful for staff that is dedicated, and we appreciate your guidance for this meeting this evening. Amen. Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, John. That was a lovely prayer. If we could begin by moving through our agenda with the approval of the minutes. Could I get a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes.
Second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Minutes are approved from our January 13th meeting. The next item on our agenda is our citizens address. And I see I have a list here of individuals that have signed in advance, and I appreciate everyone braving the cold tonight. We have several folks who would like to address the court, so it looks like there may be some new faces here tonight. So some housekeeping on this portion of the meeting for those who are new. We appreciate the respectfulness of those that have spoken in past meetings. As always, please just keep your comments to 2 minutes or less so everyone has ample time to speak. Also note that this is citizens' address, so we are here to listen to you, not to dialogue at this moment. Also, please be respectful of those who are speaking by holding your applause and not commenting when your turn is not at the podium. If someone has already conveyed your position, please try not to repeat what has already been said, but feel free to pass to the next person or address some new topics. And then finally, when I call your name, and please forgive me if I say it wrongly, correct me when you come to the podium, and also give your address so that Sue can accurately account for that in our minutes before you share your comments. Okay? All right, we'll go ahead and get started. I have Muhammad Aman.
Good evening, Commissioners. I'll be brief so I can respect everyone's time because I know that a lot of people signed up. I know since we last brought up the county's 287G agreement with the federal government, this past weekend, a 37-year-old man named Alex Pretty was murdered in Minneapolis, not far from where Renee Good was previously executed, and he was killed with not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7, but 8 ICE agents surrounding him. 6 bullets went into his motionless body because he was filming them while directing traffic, which is not a crime that should not warrant a death sentence, and we cannot and should not perform any mental gymnastics to justify that. I've heard the debate about him having a concealed carry and the Second Amendment, and I'm not here to debate that because that shouldn't distract from the bigger issue, which I've brought up before, which is the brutality and lethality of ICE being carried out with little to no oversight and accountability. We, the people, do not want to live in a culture, in a community of violence, fear, and militarization. When we set violence like that as the default, as the ultimate problem solver in places like Minneapolis, we shouldn't be shocked when inevitably that mindset will show up in our domestic politics elsewhere, and I certainly don't want to see that in our community. If we want to be a community that wants stability, unity, and civic trust, then we have to learn how to solve problems like immigration, among other issues as well, without defaulting to this kind of domination. Otherwise, the tools built for foreign battlefields, like the American-funded occupation of my people in Palestine, including the genocide in Gaza we funded, will inevitably be pointed inward, first subtly, then openly. So with that, I just hope you all really reconsider the 287G agreement so we can move towards a more prosperous community with solutions oriented around community and not militarization. Thank you.
Thank you. I have a, folks, let's please hold your applause so we can get to the next person. Chris Coleman.
Good evening, and thank you in advance for your time. I'll be more brief than I had originally intended to be because I don't think that I can do a better job of saying many things I intended to say than the gentleman who preceded me. But this right now feels like an abstract problem, something that happened a good distance away. Minneapolis is a place that's close to my heart. My wife is from there, spent a lot of time there. And it hurts me in a way that I cannot convey with words to see this happening somewhere. I have friends at those protests. Those are my people. And those things can happen here as well. This is not going to be an isolated incident. This will continue to spread. He hit the nail on the head, the militarization of the United States police force acting upon citizens in the street. And the question now is, how do our local policies interact with that? Because I think it's easy to sit here and say this is an abstract principle and a problem that's not connected. But the truth is, every time that a municipality like Kenton County enters into one of these agreements, we are carrying water for the federal government in the oppression of our citizens and our non-citizen residents as well, because it is not just non-citizens who are being detained. It is not just non-citizens who are being shot in our streets. And make no mistake, this will not end where it started. We need to end this agreement. We need to end all cooperation with ICE because they are a relatively small entity in and of themselves. They have power because other organizations and other places step up and fill a void that they themselves cannot fully fill. When we do this, we are propagating and perpetuating the things that they are doing in Minneapolis. We need to stop doing that. This needs to end now. Thank you.
Thank you. I have Carrie Stevens.
Sorry. Hi, everyone. Thanks for your time. I am also here today to ask for an end to Kenton County's 287G agreements. I want to be here not to criticize, but to collaborate. I am a Kenton County citizen, and I am very proud of what our county has done. Last week, Commissioner Nienaber was kind enough to talk about some of the rehabilitation programs in our jails, of which have affected people in my personal life through collaborations with the Brighton Center and the Ion Center, and I think there's a lot of good work being done here. As a Kenton County resident, I just ask that my tax dollars and our officers' time and energy is being spent locally. Please end our 287G agreements and keep our time, our money, and our focus local and continue doing the work that you've been doing. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, I have Michael Stoverman.
Thank you once again to the Fiscal Court for allowing me to speak here, and I want to thank all the concerned citizens here as well. I've spoken before as to my demands that the 287G agreement and the intergovernmental service agreement be halted and ceased. I obviously just said it again. I will not reiterate them at length. I really have one demand today. We've been here since early December. It's clear we're going to keep coming back. There's media present. Make a statement. Let the public know where this fiscal court stands. The longer you ignore it, the worse it looks for you. We're not going away. Let us know where you stand so we can come to you individually, so we can lobby you. Right now, we're standing in the dark. We don't know where our elected leaders stand. We know where the jailer stands. We know he's made a decision that, in my opinion, puts a lot of these officers at risk because it jeopardizes the community's relationship with these officers. And I see on the agenda, we're here to honor some of them, and I will honor them. And also, I want to advocate for them and say, restore the community's trust, okay? These 287G 287G agreements are toxic. I'm seeing videos of people in Kenton County who are confronting officers, not ICE officers, local PD, because local PD is picking people up under pretenses of broken taillights. And then they see, oh, this person doesn't have a driver's license. Oh, we should book them.
Michael, we thank you. Appreciate that. We have a couple more people that would like to
Was that
speak.
2 minutes?
It's 2.5,
Okay,
sir.
thank you.
I have Leo Thomas or Thaman. I'm sorry, I can't read the writing. If you can correct me, please. Thank you, Mr. Thaman.
Hi, I've lived in Kenton County for my whole life. I'm proud of this county. I like everything that we do, but I am reminding that you guys are elected officials and you were elected by the people. And this 287G agreement is not serving the people that elected you to this court. I have neighbors that are people of color. I work with people of color. I have friends with people of color, and ICE is targeting them, and they are scared. This 287G agreement allows, like he said, local PD to enforce these rules for ICE to come in and for our jails to be filled with these people. And when our tax dollars went to spend to building those jails, I don't think that people wanted them to be filled with innocent people, people that just wanted a new life in America. And I just think that it's wrong, and that you people should really rethink how this is affecting the people that live in Kenton County, how this is affecting everyone when it comes time to renew this agreement, or when next election cycle shows up. Because I know that a lot of people, they don't like ICE and they aren't so keen to reelect someone that supports them. Thank you.
Thank you. And lastly, I have Kayla Reed.
Hey guys, I'm here tonight on behalf of immigrants who are probably too afraid to speak up in this climate. Immigrants that I love and immigrants that I know. My name is Kayla. I've lived in Kent County for 4 years. I was born and raised in Boone County, and I went to St. Paul Catholic School K through 8. Like many people in this room, like I said, raised Catholic. I'm not an activist. I'm not a radical person. I'm a neighbor and a citizen who strongly opposes Kenton County's participation in 287G. For 4 years during high school, I lived in the Minneapolis metro area. It's a very safe city, safe enough that my parents let me walk around downtown with friends when I was 16 years old. Now my friends tell me their families are afraid to leave their homes based on how they look. They're afraid to stand up for their neighbors, but they're even more afraid of what will happen if they don't. If you believe ICE is focused on removing dangerous criminals, I understand that. If that was what was actually happening in Minneapolis right now, I wouldn't be standing here at all. This is not about border control. It's about how enforcement is carried out and how far it overreaches on constitutional rights and who it targets. ICE's own data shows about 74% of the people detained this year have no criminal record whatsoever. Many of them have open immigration cases and are actively trying to do this the right way. The examples I'm about to share are from eyewitness accounts in Minnesota, people who are my friends. ICE involvement has led to children being taken into overcrowded detention centers, school attendance dropping nearly 30% because parents are afraid to send their kids and teenagers to school. Teenagers are being chased down and detained before citizenship is even determined. If this is really about public safety, I don't know why this is happening. People say that we must respect law and order, but it is illegal to enter homes without warrants. It is unconstitutional to detain people without due process, and immigrants, including undocumented immigrants, commit less crime per capita than native-born Americans. That's data, that's not my opinion. So here's the question. If our local officers are deputized as ICE under 287G, who do we call in Kenton County when ICE acts unlawfully? Kenton County should pull back entirely from 287G. Do not house people with no criminal record. Do not turn local police into federal immigration agents. Keep police local, and accountable. Focus on real crime, not traumatizing children and families. Pull me over if I roll through a stop sign in Villa Hills. I'm sure I do it often, but I refuse to stay silent while my tax dollars and my police are used to terrorize human beings. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, that concludes our citizens' address period. We're going to go ahead and move on into general business. I'm sorry, you needed to sign up. Thank you. General business, we have a presentation of the Silver Star of Bravery Award to Tim Berwanger of the Kenton County Sheriff's Department. Sheriff Heeman, would you like to come forward and present that for us this evening?
Thank you. To the Fiscal Court, thank you for bestowing this opportunity for us to come and present this, and Commissioner Sewell, thank you very much. I'd like to ask my deputy, Tim Berwanger, to come up here. And there's a lot of heroes that are back, but today we're gonna reflect and we're gonna honor one of our heroes. And I would like to read an incident report to you of what happened on December the 9th, 2025. Deputy Tim Berwanger was on a routine patrol and observed an active structure fire on DeCourcy Avenue in Covington. Deputy Berwanger immediately notified dispatch and proceeded to the residence to assess the situation. Without hesitation, Deputy Berwanger entered the building and made his way to the second floor, where he successfully alerted and assisted multiple individuals in evacuating this residence. Upon exiting the structure, Deputy Berwanger immediately began coordinating with the residents to determine whether all occupants were evacuated. Given the extreme cold temperatures, he also called and requested tank bus to respond and provide temporary warming shelter for these residents that were temporarily out of their home. Deputy Berwanger demonstrated courage, commitment to this community. Deputy Berwanger displayed a level of professionalism and concern for human life that reflects the highest standard for my agency and our agency here in Kenton County. His actions are a clear embodiment of the Kenton County Sheriff's Office. And tonight, what I'm presenting is the American Police Hall of Fame, the Silver Star of Bravery. So, to our officer. I'll let the deputy say a few things, and then I'd ask if the fiscal court would like to have a picture,
Sure.
and my deputies in the
honored.
back
That'd be great.
to be with them. Deputy Berwanger.
Thank you, Sheriff. I wasn't prepared to give any type of a speech because I was just doing my job. You know, without the ability of the tools, the people around me that I work with, it wouldn't have been any different. Anybody that was there would have done the exact same thing. I am confident in that because they are my backup and I am theirs. And I know it might be controversial, but I didn't look at who it was, who it wasn't. It didn't matter to me. And that's in everything that we do in this agency and as police officers. So thank you again. Appreciate giving all the tools and everything that you guys have done.
Thank you. Sure. You can all yell it out. Well, as he's leaving, I just want to say thank you for your quick thinking and heroic actions, Deputy Burwanger, and what an honor to have all of your peers here with you. So they must be going to get a steak. Good for them. All right, moving on through our agenda, we have a request for approval of pay applications number 22, number 23, and number 24 to Dugan and Myers for the Kenton County Government Center parking garage. Joe, do you want to say anything about that?
Been reviewed and are presented for consideration. So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All right. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? It is approved. We have our claims list dated January 27th. Kurt, is there anything you want to mention about that?
Nope, just claims was sent out last week. Are there any questions?
I don't have any. Anyone else? Okay.
All right, thank you.
Moving on, resolutions. Resolution number 2601B, a resolution for the Kenton County Fiscal Court concerning fiscal year budget adjustments. Kurt, that's you again.
All right. I have $80,000 for the, to replace the compressor in the chiller at this Covington courthouse. $8,000 for fleet overtime, and $25,000 for the psychiatric evaluations out of the Colt Fund.
Any questions for Kurt on those?
You say the compressor was for this building?
For this building, yes, sir.
Not that old.
That's right, Commissioner. The compressor went out in the chiller. We had a 5-year warranty, and unfortunately, we're past the warranty period.
The way it always happens. Murphy's Law.
Past the warranty, yes, sir.
All right. Is there a motion
I'll
to
make
approve?
a motion to approve the budget adjustments as presented.
Is there a second? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Resolution 2603, a resolution supporting the use of site development funds by the Northern Kentucky Port Authority to fund the redevelopment of First District at 525 Scott Street in Covington. Joe, would you address that?
Like any time we do site readiness funds that we hold as a fiscal agent, this is a resolution directing the Port Authority to employ those at this particular project, and the same with the next resolution as well.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve, I think it's resolution 26-04.
03.
03, I'm sorry, 03.
Yeah. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to Resolution 2604, a resolution supporting the use of site development funds again by the Northern Kentucky Port Authority to fund redevelopment of the Duro Bag site in Covington, Kentucky, and approving the attached memorandum of understanding between the Kenton County Fiscal Court, the City of Covington, the Northern Kentucky Port Authority, and the Catalytic Fund. Anything more to add?
Just that,
Standard.
there are two provisions in both of these agreements that if they were to be sold at certain times, we would recoup our funds. By the way, I wanted to make that point.
Yes,
Important.
it is.
I'll make a motion to approve 26-04.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Now we're entering into ordinances. Ordinance 12150, this is a second reading, an ordinance enacting, adopting a supplement to the Code of Ordinances of the County of Kenton, Kentucky. It's a little backwards.
This is codifying all your ordinances for last year. So,
I'll second.
Great, thank you, guys. All those in favor signify by
Aye.
saying aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Moving into our consent agenda, there are a few items here. Do we have any questions? Anybody want to pull one out, discuss it? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve the consent agenda as presented.
Is there a second? Second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The consent agenda is passed. Number 9 is executive orders. We have Executive Order 2611, an executive order relating to the Fiscal Court approving the reappointment of Dan Bell to the OKI Board.
So moved.
Is there a second?
This is not Dan Bell from Taylor Mill, right?
Yes, it is Mayor Bell, yes.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe it was Dan Bell from Mercedes.
Oh.
It's the mayor.
It's Mayor Bell.
I don't know if I want to vote for that
All right. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Executive Order 2612, an executive order relating to the Fiscal Court approving the reappointment of Sherry Goodridge and Damon Allen to the Police Merit Board.
So moved.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Executive Order 2613, an executive order relating to the Fiscal Court approving the step increases for William Schneider and James Treadway for the Kenton County Police Department.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Executive Order 2614, an executive order relating to the Fiscal Court approving the resignation of Alexander Fisher as a part-time fleet services technician.
So moved.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Executive Order 2615, an executive order relating to the Fiscal Court approving the appointment of Lily Fawcett as a Public Safety Communicator 1 for the Kenton County Emergency Communications Department.
So moved.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Executive Order 2616, an executive order declaring a Level 1 snow emergency on January 24th, 2026. There's no action needed on that. We're just, it's just noted that was in effect till rescinded. And then, of course, this one is Executive Order 2617, an executive order declaring a Level 2 snow emergency on January 25th, 2026, in effect until rescinded. And then we're going to come along and say Executive Order 2618, an executive order rescinding the Level 2 snow emergency that was issued on January 25th, 2026. So all those pieces of business have been taken care of. So now we are moving into administrative reporting, where I will welcome Chief Spike Jones, and he's already here, just like magic.
I'm trying to be on time. Thank you, Commissioner. I appreciate the time tonight. I've provided you each with a copy of our very first quarterly report for our law enforcement navigator team. The report's intended to give you a snapshot of the first quarter successes, and I mean successes, of the Kenton County Police Navigation Team. The Navigator Team was developed to assist law enforcement and mental health practitioners in addressing many of the non-traditional issues facing law enforcement officers today. Now, since the Navigators Team's inception just a few months ago, 3 months to be exact, is that correct? I'm looking at you, Cassie. Roughly 4? Just a few months ago, we've observed countless instances of interactions between our team's trained personnel and members of our community seeking assistance. During this quarter, navigators managed 189 active cases across Kenton County, providing coordinated support, resources, navigation, warm handoffs to treatment, recovery, housing, and support services. Now, I'm very proud of this team and the work it's doing to promote public safety at its most fundamental level. The LE NAV team members are becoming a critical resource to police officers in resolving service-based calls by connecting individuals in crisis to immediate support, thereby reducing repeat 911 calls and allowing officers to remain focused on their public safety duties. We're proud partners with the Life Learning Center, St. Elizabeth Healthcare, the Kenton County Jail, and all of our Kenton County police officers, the municipalities around us that partner with us in this, and especially you, the Fiscal Court, for allowing us to put this team together. Now, with your permission, I would like to introduce you to a few more heroes that are with us here. I know you've met these folks, and you can see from the document that I presented to you some of their numbers that they have generated. I mean, this is a big part of our population that heretofore was unserved. Yes, Dr. Drow.
For the benefit of some of the people that don't know what the navigators do, would you explain that?
Certainly.
I think it's a very progressive policing idea, and I think a lot of people here would.
I'll be honest with you, there's a couple of folks here tonight, Captain Pitaluga being one of them, and our actually navigators that have forgotten more about it than I'm ever going to know, but I'll do my best. What we've done is we've taken those areas that we've seen in police work where there have been gaps. We'll deal with a subject, and they might be suffering from a mental health crisis or substance abuse disorder crisis. Once we have had our interaction with them, we move on to the next call. We haven't had the opportunity to fill that gap between our initial response to them and then what we found is eventually we're back there again. We're using this as a stopgap to try to get that person or those people into some assistance to get them some help so that perhaps they don't need to call law enforcement while they're in crisis. They already have those resources available to them. And that's what these folks have done for us. 189 cases in 3 months, I think, is pretty impressive work. And I would like to introduce them, if I might, just so we can. Cassie Hensley, if you'd stand up when I call your name, I'd appreciate it. Jessica Green, Abigail Fortin, he's already standing. She's the wallflower back there. Samantha Daly. QRT Officer Mike Richmond has been working with the team. He's our original quick response team officer. And Captain Chris Pitaluga, who's in the back hiding out there as well. And I'd be remiss if I didn't, our program intern, Aaliyah McClendon, thanks for being here tonight. I just wanted you to get some face time with these remarkable folks, and I will stand for any more questions that you may have. Y'all can have a seat now. Thanks. Any more questions you may have on them, but I appreciate you very much. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you, Spike. Next, we have Todd Skolkers. He's standing in for Steve Hensley tonight. Todd?
Good evening, everyone. We just wanted to take an opportunity to talk to everybody about the recent events, the snow emergencies that occurred here statewide in Kentucky, but specifically here in Kenton County, to talk about our snow emergency levels. As always, our communications team does a great job of spreading the word, getting it out there on social media as well as on our website. So all of these definitions could be found on the social media or the kentoncounty.org website. Typically, a level 1 is just a simple notification just saying roadways are hazardous, be careful if you're going out. No major restrictions except use your own caution as you go out. Level 2 gets a little bit more serious in that we recognize that the roads are dangerous or could be slippery. Again, using more caution than you normally would and encouraging people not to go out unless they absolutely have to. That prevents, that allows our teams of public works and law enforcement officers to do their jobs as necessary as they navigate through the county roads and city streets. Level 3 is a more serious. It is extremely rare for a level 3 to ever be. My understanding is that we've used it in the past, but it's got to be an extreme reality for us to be in where life or death situations will be involved. Again, rarely used. It closes down commerce, it closes down roadways, and is not used widely throughout the bid. Most of these decisions, when it comes to snow emergencies and navigating the way through the different levels, there's a team of people that are together. Joe Shriver's one of those. My boss, Director Hensley, Chief Jones, Spencer Stork with Public Works, typically gather to discuss what level we'll operate at. They're in constant communications. I know this because when Steve's out, I sit in his spot, and I'm aware firsthand how these conversations go. And they're usually pretty level-headed and common sense as we go through these. Again, you can find these definitions on the kentoncounty.org site. Outside of that, I'll take any questions for anybody.
And Todd, these are always issued by counties, not local cities. But the cities will sometimes mirror them. They generally wouldn't do something more or less, correct?
Cities can choose their own.
Can, yeah.
There are many cities that do have their own. Some do not.
And it got confusing a little bit because Hamilton County went to level 3, and then we were over here. We're staying at 2, and so yeah, when we all cross the river quite a bit, you're trying to decide. Okay,
sure.
Do we move about? Unless you're Scott Gunning, who just gets on his skis and goes. Anyway.
I agree.
Any other questions for Todd? Thank you. That was helpful.
Thank you.
All right. Next, we have Jailer Mark Fields from our detention center.
Good evening.
Good evening.
The last meeting, you all approved a budget amendment for us for our medical of $250,000. That's a large number, right? So I wanted to try to give you all a little information about that tonight, right? So on a county and state inmate side, right, we spent $114,924.82 on county inmates the first 6 months of our fiscal year. We spent another $59,155 on state inmates, okay? Now, the state inmates, we get a per diem from the state. They give us $2.34 a day, okay? We average about 100 state inmates per day, okay? So for the 6 months, that would have brought us in $99,000, right? And we already spent, oh, I'm sorry, I gave you the wrong number on that one. So that would have brought us in $42,705, right? And we've already spent $59 of that, right? Mm-hmm. So that lawsuit that we filed against the state 2 years ago now, that's all the way to the Supreme Court, and we won on all levels so far, is a big part of that, right? And reimbursing us for that amount, for that part. I want to give you some kind of idea of the outside appointments, and this is all outside appointments. This has nothing to do with what is going on inside the jail in our medical department inside the jail, right? Just the first 6 months of it, well, actually, this is through December 12th, from July 1 to December 12th. We had 37 dialysis appointments, right? That's sending inmates out to get dialysis treatment, right? We had, I got my wrong pair of glasses on, just to let you know, I'm sorry. 36 cancer care appointments, right? 23 advanced wound care appointments, right? 62 dealing with pregnancies and reproductive health appointments. 10 urology, 10 gastroenterology, 25 orthopedic appointments, 13 cardiac appointments, 12 neurology appointments, right? Infectious disease, 15, pulmonary, eight appointments, right? Emergency care, right? We had 57 people sent to the emergency room, right? Can't tell you how many, I don't have the numbers in front of me right now, how many went into the hospital, right, in that. I can tell you that we spent somewhere around, and this was our deputies inside the hospital last year. It'll come out in the yearly report that you're going to get next month, right? Somewhere around, I believe that number was around, where's Trey, 14,000? Yeah, that we spent at the hospital, right, for the overtime, right, that our deputies have to set with people, right? So I wanted to give you a little context, right? I'm going to tell you the people that we're dealing with today have much more serious health care problems than what we dealt with when I started this business 40-some years ago. So a lot.
It's not good
I'll answer any
news, but
questions.
it's reality. It's not good news, but it's the reality of it.
It is the
all,
reality.
so.
of
Chief,
what
can
we're
I
dealing with
can I
here.
just ask one question? I guess kind
Yes,
of
sir.
make one point. Have your assistance in making a point. What is the general ratio for any time during the population of day of a corrections officer to the inmates inside the jail? How many inmates per
For deputy, it's about 1 to 32.
1 to 30.
One deputy per 32.
So for every 30, there's one deputy.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you take these people to the hospital, their appointments or whatever, it's 1-to-1,
It's 1 to 1. Yeah.
and they're there the duration.
They're there the
So-
duration, right?
So
And that's 24/7.
That becomes like
Absolutely.
increasingly exponentially more expensive.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
So-
absolutely, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so not only are we dealing with these medical bills, right, and the hospital stays, right, there is a deputy with them the whole time. Yeah. We have 2 deputies that are assigned to medical now, full-time, right? So,
Keep them healthy.
to deal with this.
Yeah,
And it's only going to get worse.
yeah.
Right.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, and last, we have David Leonard standing in for Ashley Hawks for Emergency Communications this evening. David?
Good evening, everybody. I just want to be brief. First thing I want to do is shout out to our weekend day shift crew during the storm. They all 7 of them chose to stay at the center Saturday night. So we had full staff Sunday for the snow. EMA was kind enough to bring out cots, and they camped out in our assistant director's office and spent the night and apparently had a good old time. So but we were
I
fully staffed when
I saw some of
when we
those
got there at
morning
6
or
a.m.
evening pictures of them on Facebook. Somebody probably snuck in there and took them, maybe against their will, but we saw them like laying there in action.
Yeah.
That's great.
The big thing I want to point out today is we went live with Campbell County 911 on the CAD system today. As of this meeting, it's gone smooth. Few password changes for some officers, but other than that, the CAD itself went smooth. So now we have all three facets, phone, CAD, and radio between Kenton and Campbell. And the best part about it is we can see their calls for service, and they can see ours. So say they need an ambulance from Covington. They can see in real time if it's available or not. We used to have to pick up the phone if they were busy. Sometimes we'd have to put them on hold. They'd put us on hold. Now it's live, real time, and they can see everything we're doing, and we can see everything they're doing, which speeds up response times and works better with interoperability, especially during major events. Structure fires, police pursuits, things of that nature. We can now link up with them and share resources with them in a faster, more timely manner. It's a big step. I know Boone County's talking to Tyler also. I don't know what their status is at this point, but hopefully sometime soon we'll be interconnected through all three counties.
We'll get them there. Yeah, that's great.
That's it.
Thank you,
Thanks,
David. All right. We've got a couple of reports to continue with. County Administrator's Report. Joe, do you have anything to
Well,
add?
I just wanted to piggyback on David's report. Ashley Hawks and the entire team out at Dispatch, it's a testament to them that another county would have confidence in joining our platform. And Boone County is considering right now trying to finalize a contract with Tyler, so we will have some interoperability with Boone County as well. That is a huge step from the time when this court started that chose to upgrade the three-county radio system. Now everybody can talk to one another, and now dispatches can be redundant and see one another. So, I mean, it is a monumental step forward in safety, both for officers and our community. And that's not a small feat. Congratulations.
I'm remiss in not mentioning Brett Cummins also. The hard work that he has done to get this in operation. I mean, he spent many hours, and it's a passion of his. He's brilliant at it. And I'm remiss if I don't give him a shout out.
Joe, how long ago was that we were able to coordinate the radio system?
Well, radio system went on live, I think, just after we moved into the building. So
Yeah.
I'm going to say about 5 years ago. 5-year anniversary on the radio system, a little bit longer than that. And,
'Cause
hopefully we can celebrate this CAD because it truly is.
Well, you know,
improvement to
what I
safety.
was going to suggest is more work for Meg, I guess, but to do a press release on the chronology of that, because this is really a very significant accomplishment for safety for the citizens of Kenton County, you know, and just trace each step of it, because you can actually see people now.
We can put something together.
Yeah.
Second-
I would do that because I think, you know, you got to tell the story, you know.
The other item I wanted to point out, just as Todd Shulker's brought up, we're always in communication during these snow events. Spencer Stork and his crew are absolutely phenomenal. The reason we did not go to level 3 is because of his crews and the cities in Kenton County. They jumped on this storm, they got out there, and they did what they needed to do at all hours. They worked their tails off, and that was why we didn't go to level 3, because they had roadways passable. Yes, you had to take caution. Yes, it was snow on the ground, but they had roadways passable when I know I didn't see that in other localities. Luckily, we didn't get the ice. Had the ice come, we'd probably be talking about a different story. But because it was a huge amount of snow and those guys and gals out there at Public Works jumped on it, It's fantastic. Kudos to Public Works, not only in Kenton County, but in the cities as well, because I think they all did a phenomenal job. Thank you.
That's great. County Attorney's report. Commissioners, Dr. Drought?
No,
you know, Joe?
I'm good to
nothing? Okay, great. Well, I will honor an adjournment, a motion for adjournment, if there is one.
I'll second.
All right. We are
I'm in
adjourned.
favor.